Laban teaches that institutions gain power by shaping symbols the crowd believes in. The church created the ultimate symbol, God, interpreted only through the church. This gave the institution an authority beyond kings, reason, and doubt. People obeyed not because they understood, but because the symbol demanded obedience. Crowds believe what is asserted, not what is proven. The church mastered assertion: this is truth, this is sin, this is the only path to heaven. These claims required no proof, only repetition. Over time, the crowd accepted them as absolute. Laban warns that when a single institution controls truth, the people can no longer think freely. Fear spreads faster than belief. The church used fear of hell, demons, sin, and damnation as emotional triggers. Fear paralyzed the individual mind and pushed people deeper into the collective mindset. A terrified crowd becomes obedient. Laban explained, when fear dominates a group, freedom collapses. Inside a religious crowd, the individual becomes insignificant. Their doubts, desires, and questions vanish beneath the weight of doctrine. People stop thinking as themselves and start thinking as members of a holy group. Laban says this loss of self is dangerous. Once individuality dies, people accept anything the crowd commands. Crowds cannot handle complex thought. They require simple commandments, rigid rules, and absolute truths. The church provided these in endless supply. Dogma replaced philosophy. Obedience replaced understanding. Laban warns that fixed doctrines turn living minds into automatic followers, unable to adapt or reason outside of the collective belief. The church used prestige, one of Laban's strongest forms of crowd control. Prestige can come from all these things and more: rituals, ancient buildings, sacred objects, titles, history. Prestige hypnotizes the crowd, making them accept authority without question. People confused appearance of holiness with actual truth. When morality is controlled by a crowd, it can be twisted. The church claimed moral perfection while committing acts of censorship, punishment, persecution, manipulation. Crowd morality, Laban says, is unstable. It changes with emotion, leadership, and fear. This allowed the church to justify any action as God's will, even when it contradicted compassion. Crowds fear anything that breaks unity. The church feared science, philosophy, new ideas, individual interpretation. Laban explains that crowds reject anything that threatens their myth. Thus, the church protected the collective belief by limiting knowledge. This kept people dependent and intellectually confined. Few forces control crowds better than guilt. The church made guilt a permanent part of life. Confession, sin, penance, these became psychological chains. A guilty crowd becomes submissive, always seeking forgiveness from the same institution that creates the guilt. Laban's warning: crowds ruled through guilt become enslaved without realizing it. Laban believes the greatest danger of crowds is the loss of personal judgment. The church replaced individual conscience with institutional commands. It taught people not to think alone, not to question, not to search inside themselves. This dependency weakened society's critical mind and strengthened the institution's grip. Thus, the church became poison not by faith, but by its use of crowd psychology to dominate the human spirit. In the end, the church as an institution used the psychology of crowds, fear, symbols, authority, repetition, guilt, and prestige to maintain power. This made it harmful to the growth of human reason, freedom, and individuality.